this is easy.
What is up, GOAT World? It is me, your boy JDZ, and I'm back at you again with another GOAT format video. Today, I have another spicy deck loaded up for you guys. But first, before we get into the decks, I have a couple of announcements. We are now in GGP season. GGPs have started. We have GGP Atlanta taking place this Saturday. Also, GGPs are happening all over the world. There's so many on the events calendar, but a couple I want to point out. GGP Cleveland and GGP Osnabrück are taking place in May the 4th. We have GGP Dallas is taking place May the 18th. And also GGP Seattle taking place July the 27th. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be in Dallas. You guys, if you are in any of these areas, make sure you get into the Discord, check the announcements, check the events, and you guys can find these GGPs. They're like our regional IRL GOAT scene, and they are always really cool. Also online, we have the GOAT Format Championship taking place April the 13th and the 14th. It's a free to enter major GOAT Format tournament. If you want to play, go ahead and get over there. We're going to have the registrations open up very soon, and just set your dates and be ready to play. But enough of that. Let's go ahead and see the spice. This is why you guys all came today. Let's go ahead and check out the deck I like to call Mystic Swordsman Aggro. Okay, we're gonna call it Mystic Swordsman Aggro. I just made it up off the top of the dome, off the top of the head, but Mystic Swordsman the deck. Okay, again, this is another time I'm just looking at the card pool and I'm seeing cards that I think are really cool that don't get played, and I try to figure out a way to get them active, to get them played, and that's what I have here with Mystic Swordsman level 4 and level 6. Level 2 is a known entity at this point, but level 4 and level 6, they're basically unplayable by the meta standards just because of the complications that they have with their summoning conditions and also their attribute being earth. So basically what I decided to do here was make an earth aggro deck, but just kind of remove some of the earth elements and put in these earth elements, the Mystic Swords level 2, 4, and 6. Level 2, obviously you can slash and dash, cut up those set monsters, Chaos Turbo, and flip base strategy are all over the place, so they're always going to have some value there. Level 4 is interesting because it does have 1900 attack, 1600 defense, but you can't normal summon it, which it just kind of goes counter of what this deck wants to do because you have to set this thing, flip summon it, or have to cheat it out another way. And level 6, kind of the same thing, which is just so ridiculously weird, but the card is cool if you can get it to a situation. It's like so situational. If you can get it to where you're low resource and you got this card set up, you can kind of put your opponent into a weird kind of lock situation where if they're just setting cards, you're just spinning it back to the top of the deck, pushing it with somebody else. But it's very rare that that happens, and this guy is just going to be a brick most of the time. So to mitigate that, I wanted to go one. Originally, I had like 2 of these things in here and more level 4s, but it was just so impossibly unplayable that I had to reduce it to the ratios you see before you. So if you see some of the replays, you might see a couple more floating around there. Also, I want to play the Marauding Captains as well because they're interesting with the Earth. With the Earth deck, I still want to maintain that identity of Earth, and I just want to be able to push a lot of damage onto my opponent. Marauding Captain can do that. I'm not really trying to do card advantage too much. I'm just trying to get the guys out there and Marauding Captain, and you can then special summon the level 4 out in attack mode and slice the set, punch in with 12. And most meta decks, 1200 can pretty much clear everything except for GK Spies these days. You can pressure Dekoichis, hit with somebody else, and it kind of adds up over time. So you might fall behind in card advantage, but you will be able to push more damage. Got the Gigantes in there, and then I got some Book of Moons in there. Book of Moons kind of falling out of favor, but it's still pretty good in this deck because I have so many cards that can interact favorably with set monsters. Also, I wanted to play Mirror Wall. I thought this card just looks really cool. It's an iconic card. No one ever plays it, so I wanted to try to play Mirror Wall, and actually it kind of pairs well with the Mystic Swordsman stuff because like I said, you do have to set that level 4. You can Mirror Wall, they'll attack into it, it'll survive, and then you can spin it to attack position, attack over if you want to pay that 2k. Also, Mirror Wall and Don's Alug is a vibe. Mirror Wall and Marauding Captain is a vibe. Mirror Wall and Mystic Swordsman, because you can get little cheeky pluses that they may not always see coming. So I want to play. I also have the one of Phoenix Wing Wind Blast in there, just because in the high hope chance that I can get somebody locked out, stacked with the damn Mystic Swordsman level 6, I can stack another card, Wing Blast, set them back 2 turns, and hope for the best. But that's very unlikely that it'll happen. More realistic, I'll probably use the Wing Blast, discard the level 6, premature it back, and then hope for better days that way. Going on to the side deck, it's not really a lot to write home about. I just kind of kept it ratio stuff. Like these are all cards I wanted to play in the main deck, but I just couldn't figure out a way to fit them in. So I just put them all on the side deck, and then as we're playing, I could just kind of try to help hedge for different matchups as may be, because Mystic Storm's obviously going to be terrible against Warriors. It's going to not be so great against most control decks these days. And the Solemn Judgment, if I see them playing Solemn, I could just put Solemn in. That's what the energy is going to be. Again, is this the most meta breaking defining deck? Again, as always, that's not going to be the case. You guys play GOAT format. If you watch these videos, you know GOAT format. So you know what the meta is and you know what's good and what's not. But is it really fun? Is it something to do? Is it interesting to try to put these cards in play that don't get the opportunity to see the sun? I think that is the whole purpose of why I'm trying to make this deck. So get into the comment section and tell me what you would do to make this deck a little bit better in your own way. I mean, ratio wise, again, this is not optimized at all. I just maxed everything just to try to see it more in the replays, as you guys will see as we hop into replay town. So before we do that, make sure you guys go ahead and get in the comment section, tell me what you think about the deck, and then go ahead and subscribe to the channel as we're on our way to 10,000, and then we will find our way on into replay world. And just like that, here we are at the replay. Okay. The first duelist I'm going to be playing against is a duelist that goes by the name of Mekon Simonis. Mekon Simonis is out there locked in, ready to go. I throw paper, absolutely smoked him in rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors, or what is it called? It's called a chisel, sheet. What was it? Chisel, sheet, stone. Chisel, sheet, stone is what I think that's what they call it in Greece, apparently. So chisel, sheet, stone. But I absolutely dominate right there. Knock it out, get to go first. No big deal. Hands looking terrible. So this is one of the huge downsides of this deck. Like, as you notice, like I have all these cards that are just lined up to go against set decks. So if you're setting, you're getting beat. Like if you're playing cards that turbo, I can kind of walk you down with this kind of hand. But if you're playing Warriors, you're going to have a hard time. As you can see, my opponent is looking very Warrior centric over there. I'm just going to go ahead and pass here because I don't want to reveal too much information. I don't want to activate their Nova Cross out. I'm just going to go ahead and pass and see what they're cooking as they go ahead and spam and slam the Ninja Grandmaster and then hit me for 18. My opponent says, "Are you making a new video?" Anytime someone, because obviously I'm on my main account, I don't use alts too much. You know, I don't use alts at all when I'm playing GOAT format specifically. People see the JDZ and they see the no sleeves and they see me out here thugging on the ladder and they always ask, "Hey man, are you making a video? Are you streaming? Are you working on a video?" I'll always say no. No matter what, I'll always say no because people really get weird sometimes. Not saying my opponent is going to be a weird person, but sometimes people really get weird. They try to ruin the video or they try to, do all these crazy things. The ladder is a wild place. Trust no one. I'm always going to say no. Sorry if I'm lying, but it is going to be what it is. So we're going to go ahead and take the 18. No big deal. I get the pot into a dust shoot. They see my hand is completely dead and bricked. And I'm like, I still take the chance and just blast off the pot. And hopefully I can activate something. I go Rhoda grabs Exile. I think I'm just going to go Exile, pop, and then Special Gigantes and just try to start putting some damage up, adding some pressure to my opponent's hitbox. I do that. They're holding Charity. So now they got Storm. They're going to Exile, pop, pass. And I'm like, cool. I go Mystic Swordsman, just trying to keep the pressure up. I have this mirror wall. So hopefully if they come at me with like Kaiku or, something like that, I can fend it off. Breaker would just be absolutely terrible. They go ahead and rip the Charity. I think that's a good rip. Bring out the Blade Knight, and they don't boost. Because they don't want to overcommit and block their Heavy Storm in order to boost. And they're like, why would I need to boost? Because this is freaking Mystic Storm level 2. I could run this guy over. What are you gonna do? Sakuretsu armor and whatever? I don't care. No big deal. So they don't boost, and guess what? It's been mirror walled. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be mirror wall, but that is another great thing about mirror wall is that it activates in the damage step, so you can't play Ring of Destruction. Even though I wasn't clear about that, maybe I should have clarified, but I didn't. And that's on me, but I think we both kind of knew what the vibe was, but still. So he clears the Mystic Sword level 2. I get a kill with the Mystic Sword level 2, which then triggers its ability to special summon the Mystic Sword level 4. No big deal. So now I draw into the Don Zalug. Don't pay. It's too much to pay. I bring out 14 and try to swing in. They go ahead and ring them up. I'll take the 14, punch on in with 19, and then we're just going to go ahead and pass. Boom, set the Nomen Cross out. They Heavy Storm, Upstart, Solemn Mirror. Put both of those down. No big deal. I just go ahead and try to punch in for 19 and just win. They Mirror Force there. And then I'll set the level 2 just to protect myself or set a bluff. Maybe they might set into it. and they will not. They know what it is because of the trap dust shoot play earlier, and then they'll just crash into it with Magician of Faith. And then I got the Marauding Captain. So now, see, this is where I had two of these things. I'm like, what am I? This has got to go. After this game, I was like, okay, the double swordsman just ain't it, as they just play the Solemn Judgment, get rid of the Marauding Captain, upstart. Let's see if they go for the Premature Burial. They will go for the Premature Burial, and now they got Blade Knight sitting at 2,000. I have this Tribe's looking like a game shot, no big deal, as I have Breaker as well. So I'll just go for the Tribe and go for a GG. Probably pitching both of these things. My opponent go ahead and scoops it up. So they probably should have another thing you can always do, even if that's the case, just wait for them to pitch. Make them pitch, make them call, because you can see more about their deck and about what they got going on. Granted, again, GOAT format, you kind of know what you know what it is, you know what the cards are. But if I'd have saw two Mystic Swords on level 6s, that would have did something to my psychology. And I think, like, maybe I'm just going to crush this guy, because why is he playing this ass card? Like, why are you doing this? And I thought that to myself. I was like, why am I doing this? Like, who is asking for this? Like, why am I doing Mystic Swordsman level 6? Like, that card sucks. Bad. But still, it's a vibe though, man. He's energy. It's a vibe. He's energetic. So I put the legendary Jiu-Jitsu Master in there just because vibes. And then they're going to get to go first. So they decided, they got the King Tiger in there. They got Dawn in there. They got Blade Knight in there. And they hit me with Trap Dust Shoot again. I don't know about Trap Dust Shoot in this matchup. Maybe they just felt it. Maybe it's a go first thing. It's a vibes thing. But I don't even know about, I mean, maybe I don't even know about King Tiger, honestly, because I'm not playing like recruiters. I'm not playing ghosts or anything like that. And maybe they just, and I'm probably taking the Mystic Swordsmen out once I see you're playing Warriors. So that might not be the energy. I don't know. Maybe they like it as they go ahead and Solemn the duo, and they just got me on a full beatdown situation. I go ahead and hit the Dust Tornado, and then I hit the Sakuretsu armor on the Blade Knight, and I bring out Goblins and just try to gobble up the Tiger. They think about it, book my guy, pass, and now they go for a King Tiger. Now you can't even Dawn me because your own King Tiger situation. That is just so not great. They set the Dawn, set the Dust, pass. I bring out the Gigantes, banish, and I smack into the King Tiger. No big deal. No big deal. And then I'll set the Jiu-Jitsu Master there. They got the Faith down, and now I got the Mystic Swordsman level 4, and then I'll smack into the Faith, get the Book of Moon back, and pass it on over after setting level 4, and then we'll vibe here. So now I'll just continue the assault, try to smack into the Dawn, and then clear that. Now he's got Blade on me, which is kind of a problem for them, because I don't think they can set this Blade, because Gigantes would blow up your whole life or he brings it out. So Gigantes is now out, but unfortunate luck for me, I got the damn legendary Jiu-Jitsu Master's backfire, which now I'm thinking, I don't know if this card is that great versus Warriors. I really don't. I don't think it's that good. As I'm continuing in with the Gigantes, they're going to go ahead and hit the Book of Moon, which is great. And I set another card, which is a misplay, I think. I think I'm fine with the board I have. I think I should just kick it there. But my opponent played very well there. I set into it, flip the Gigantes, and get absolutely obliterated by a Torrential Tribute. They go for a Pot of Greed. Maybe they'll summon this King Tiger. No, they're going to go Blade Knight, pump it up. I'll send it back to the top of the deck again. Yeah. Jiu-Jitsu Master is not it. I think I took it out after this. I just wanted to give it a shot as I set Dust Tornado, set the Torrential. They get the Dust Tornado. Torrential would have been very cool there, as I could have TT'd the blade, ripped the King Tiger, but it's going to be what it is. As I'm going to go ahead and kick the Tribe, smack in for 16. That connects, set the SJ. They dust that too. Yeah, those dusts are great. Those dusts are looking really, really good. I like the Dust Tornadoes coming from my opponent, as I got another SJ, a little bit too little, too late, as they're going to go ahead and rip the Rhoda for Blade, and then I'll just go ahead and concede right there. So I don't think I played the greatest, and I definitely don't think I sided the greatest, because those Jiu-Jitsu Masters was looking terrible, and I brought those in. I thought it would be good. I thought they would be good. I really did, and I guess I was mistaken, as Blade was just coming back on me with a vengeance, and it was not looking great. All right, so going into a game 3 scenario, my opponent going second, still rocking Trap Dust Shoot. I hate that. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it, but it works out because I played right into it. I probably could have gone full whopper, like set all this stuff and set the blade, set the DD Assailant, because theoretically they shouldn't have knocks in, but who knows at this point, as they go ahead and get blasted with a Torrential Tribute, and then they hit me with a Trap Dust Shoot. So I'm already tilted. I'm like, okay, we got Trap Dust Shoot in game 3. Don't like that, but it is what it is. As I'm going to set the Pro Set Heavy Storm, just trying to get something going with it before I set all my stuff. I don't know. as now they have the graceful charity into the delinquent duo. So don't play great and then get punished. Never feels great. Never feels great. But they know the situation, and now let's see what happens as I top the mystical space typhoon, which is phenomenal, and then I get into a snatch steal into the blade and I smack on in with $2,000. It goes in clean. Okay, they take that. They're gonna might have to exile force this, and they will. I think about Solemn, and I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna hold on to the Solemn and just hopefully my deck bails me out as I set the ring. They got their own Solemn. I got the pot. Pot goes through. They don't hit me with the Solemn because they know what it is. And then I bring out the DDS and just smack on in for 17. They got Tribe on me, and I think about Solomon this, and I'm like, nah, I won't Solomon that either. I'll just go ahead and take. And I'll go ahead and use the ring here. They don't solemn, so we're both just holding on to our solemn judgments because I think I have an idea that this might be solemn, but still I don't know what it is. It could be one of those dead ass dust shoots that they have. As I bring an exile force, just trying to put the pressure on, smack in for $1,000. They got their ring. I dust the ring, which is decent. I draw to the wackest mirror wall ever, and I smack in for 1,000. They let it rock. They got Pot of Greed off the top. I hit solemn. They hit solemn, and I'm like, damn. So he cooked me, but he draws into two not great cards in this situation, as I'll just try to reach in there with exile. They'll call back. Then I'll just pop, no big deal. Easy stuff. And then bring out the Goblin main phase 2. He does draw into Kaiku. Can't do anything. I go mirror wall back to back, which is crazy. What a DB is holding me. I don't want to attack because I want to keep this body up there and force my opponent to try to do something to me, as they're going to Rhoda for Dawn for maybe, did they have exile? Yeah, exile was already played. That's it. So this Goblin's just holding it down, huh? And draw to it. So mirror wall. I just drew 3 mirror walls back to back to back. That's nuts. That's crazy odds. What are the chances? As they got the premature burial, dead on arrival, can't play it. I'll go ahead and rip the reinforcements of the army, and then I'll set it. Just trying not to get TT'd, I suppose. And maybe that my opponent might attack into my set monster. I can mirror wall and get the hell out of here. Or double mirror wall, which is just hilarious. I flip the DD Assailant and just start trying to attack. Both of those attacks go through. Okay, cool. And then now they got the GK Spy. So they're going to rip the jog, set the spy, set the shoot, and then another dead shoot. Get those things out of there. But maybe it might be a vibe thing, man. You just gotta rock with the cards you like, I suppose. But I personally don't like trap dust shoot against anything aggressive because they're gonna try to lower it most of the time. So I'm playing as if, what I'm saying, like, I don't know, maybe he doesn't have it. As I have Marauding Captain, I'm still in fear of torrential tribute, so I just want to start trying to put some pressure on these guys with this goblins, keep my guys in defense position as he go ahead and summons Breaker, pops my solemn, smacks into the goblins. No big deal. I got the ninja, the mystic swordsman level 2 now, mystic swordsman level 4 now, and I try to set that up. Same plan is hopefully they would attack into the set. I play mirror wall, I walk out of there, but they're wise, they don't like to do that. And now I got the DD assailant still going, trying to crack into the Breaker, and now they get to the Mobius, and I'm like, man, this is looking bad. I need to get out of this game. I got 350, and then I walk into the delayed trap dust shoot, getting some value out of it. I should have set more cards. So this is my fault again, not playing great. I should have set some more cards. It did not work out. So I wrote it for Goblin number 2. They go ahead and hit the Solemn here. They'll go ahead and set up and pass. I'm going to shift this guy back to defense position and keep chilling. So they go ahead and hit the Dust Tornado, and then they hit the Mobius, and I'm like, oh, dude, I might be cooked. And then they just go plus infinite on me. And I'm like, man, you know what? If he's got TT this whole time, he is just the best duelist in the world. If you got another Sakuretsu armor, which you probably should have. I don't see any Sakuretsus in here, but I'm seeing a lot of Trap Dust Shoot. I think that's maybe something missed out on my opponent's side plan, because I'm playing aggro. You need to be on Sakuretsu armor and not more Trap Dust Shoot. As we got premature burial, dead on arrival, can't stop it. I'll just crash, and then I'll pop in for 19. So again, I don't think I played the greatest. I think I made a lot of mistakes, but I think my opponent may have missided there, I think. And then that's just going to be how it is sometimes. So no big deal. We'll take it. And then we'll, hopefully if they're watching this, thank you for watching the channel and subscribing and all that stuff. And just maybe, I'm not making fun of anybody. I just want to point some of things out, because we're all here to learn. We're all here to get better. I'm by no way, shape or form the greatest duelist to ever live, but I'm all about helping people, and I'm all about people getting better at anything. So I always have room to learn, and maybe we can all share ideas and all just help each other out and get better. At least that's the energy I want to put out into the world. Okay, so I get absolutely real blasted by Confused Sanity. Huge shout out to Confused Sanity. Huge shout out to my last opposition as well. I get blasted, but I get the sack. I get blasted, but I get sack in my hand. So I love getting sack. Everyone loves getting sack. It just makes life so much easier when you're opening duo pot. Hate to see it if you're my opponent, but I am playing 3 Mystic Swordman level 2s in my deck and 2 level 4, so it's kind of fair at this point. As I bring out the level 2, do what the deck's supposed to do, try to slice and dice, get on in there, and I'll set just a ring because Breaker's a guy who exists, as they go ahead and time seal me. So this duelist is playing Time Seal Turbo, which is another very sleeper pick in the meta. I think that's a sleeper. I think Time Seal is a really, really good Yu-Gi-Oh card if you can figure out how to get it active into the game. So maybe I could try something with Time Seal. I think that card is legit good. As they're just drawing flips and flips, so the deck is doing what the deck is supposed to be doing. As I bring out the Injection Fairy Lily, no TT. I just put my guy in defense position just in case Mirror Force, and I blast on in with 3,400. Injection Fairy Lily going in clean, and now they're going to go for the Snatch Steal and just clean my guy up. I'm feeling great because I have this Heavy Storm, but I also don't want to use it. You know what I'm saying? I want to get some life points back, and let my opponent make that decision on their own. As they got Night Ass, we're going to go ahead and pop. I'll set the Call of the Haunted. Pass. They can't play their Heavy Storm, which is great for me, as I'm still chilling. As I'm going to go ahead and Call a Haunted, bring back the Mystic Storm level 2, slice into the Magician of Faith, and then set the Book of Moon. So their Heavy Storm is looking even more juicy, but I know when you have Snatch, it's going to be hard pressed to play it unless you can get to like the Thunder Dragon or something, and then you want to play it there. But they got Breaker, so I'm going to go ahead and Breaker, Book, and then they're just going to send the BLS. I love this play. I love this play for my opponent. I do have the Mirror Force in my hand, and I wish I would have had it set, but I didn't. I do still have that ring though, and I'm able to ring the Black Luster Soldier, and then it's going to knock Injection Lily out of injection range, and they're going to be forced to pass here. So still, I'm just kind of taking it slow. There's no need to rush. There's no need to rush anything. I still got this heavy, unless they can Thunder Dragon over, and I could just Mirror Force later. I'm not too worried about it, as BLS is going to get misclicked. That guy's gone. And I'm going to try to Tribute. I'm going to try to get this guy in play. Maybe it's just because of the video. I want to play this damn card. It keeps being in my hand bricked. So I Tribute, set this thing, and I walk right into a Nomen Cross out. And they're just going to have to be forced to kick the Injection Fairy Lily into defense position. And then I'll just say whatever, and I'll just go Heavy Storm there and just take the win there. So cool. I kind of got, pot duo. You guys know how it is, man. It's gonna come, it's gonna go, it's gonna be like that a portion of the time. That's just a format. If you don't like getting pot duoed, then you're playing the wrong game. I say that. And now my opponent is getting a little fortunate with the trend. And it's like they got some brain controls in there too. Got the Time Seal deck with brain controls in there. As I bring out the Mystic Storm level 2, get another sneaky, cheeky plus. They Time Seal me, Heavy Storm me. I go for a Pro Set. Just try to get it cracking. I don't know. I've been Pro Setting lately. I tried it. Didn't work out, and it's going to be what it is. As I bring out the Breaker here. So my opponent had 3 down, which I thought was pretty cool to set the bluff, set the Saku, maybe playing for this exact scenario. And I go ahead and get my dice roll in. Dice roll, I picked the wrong one, and then I get freaking Saku'd out of my wits. So if I hit that Sakura-Retsu armor, this is a whole different game, and I'm cooking. But right now, it didn't work out, so I just have to Breaker over to Faith, get back to pot, and I'm in shambles, you know what I'm saying? Because I know they got another Pot of Greed coming. So double pot, hate to see it. And now they're going to go for Tribe, get back to Faith again, and I'm just absolutely cooked. You just got to rock with it, and maybe I can make something happen. Maybe we can keep it going. But this deck is not about a card advantage kind of thing, like I said earlier. But still, if you get so far behind, like you can't even play, it's like not even anything you do. So I get Marauding Captain, and I still try to call a Haunted, slice this thing, try to just go 1 for 1, and then I can go Nomen Cross out. And now I know they got 2 Thunder Dragons still just kicking it in hand. Now they get the great Sangan. Sangan's on the approach, punching for 1,000 as he often does. And I just set the Saku, and now, or not, set the Solemn and take another 1,000. I'm waiting for a guy. If I can get another beefy guy, I could put pressure on this Sangan, but it is just not going to go like that, as they're going to go ahead and get the Thunder Dragon down, get the Serpent, Graceful Charity, kick the guys, and then we're gonna go freaking Time Seal, and I'm just up the creek, dude. As I have no choice but to try to go for a Snatch Steal. Maybe I could just summon everybody and just try to hope enter the hope phase, but you know what? It's going to be what it is. As we got the Ring of Destruction now, and there's continue to set. I'll continue to put the pressure on this guy. They hit me with the nice, timely torrential tribute. I don't have an answer for it. I'm glad I didn't go Marauding Captain into this thing. That would have just been devastating. And then they get the guy back, put some pressure on me with 1400. I'll have to eat that. Do I eat it? No, I try to snipe the solemn. It doesn't work. And then they'll just delinquent duo me and then time seal me. And that's cool. I think that's really cool. It's so problematic. Like, just if you got them down to nothing like I am right now, and then you just time seal them, you just skip their whole life, dude. They just can't do anything. And I think that's awesome. So that'd be cool to have that with like Magician of Faith, and you just know you're going to get like another pot. I think Time Seal is really, really good card. All right, so they got all this stuff. They're setting, I'm setting, we're all just setting. They bring out the GK Spy. They just punch in with 12. They know that, just making sure they don't have any more in deck at 9 cards. I set the Solemn. I'm just going for deck out at this point. That's like my only win condition. I really can't do anything. As they go for the Delayed Breaker into the Torrential Tribute, and then they go for Ring, and then I go for Solemn Judgment. So I'm still alive, barely, but it's really not much I got going on. As they go ahead and set the Knight Assailant, I will then bring out Gigantes, flip the Exile Force, pop the Knight Assailant, try to get in for 19, get Saku'd, and then maybe I didn't have to attack. I could have just kind of kicked it, waited, but you know what? It's going to be what it is. So I'll take the L right there. I don't think I played great. I think I need to be more clear too on my calls and my like decorations and stuff, but it's going to be what it is. All right. So I got this hands looking pretty okay. Not bad. I just go ahead and Rhoda. I go and Rhoda for Dawn here. Okay. So I Rhoda for Dawn. I think I was talking to James Art the other day. He was telling me about Dawn brain, you know what I'm saying? Dawn syndrome. Maybe I had some Dawn syndrome here because I was like, I see the play. He's going to attack with some, if he attacks, I can mirror wall the attack, get a Dawn rip, freaking pay the 2000, get another Dawn rip, MST, Solemn Judgment. Dawn's getting in. So I just wrote it for Dawn, set it on the field. I know they're probably not playing Nova to cross out. This Dawn is going to connect, dude. And they can kind of sense what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and go for a MST here. Bring out the guy, Solemn, whatever he's playing, and then I'm bringing out Don. Mirror Force, and I just lose. No big deal. They Sakuretsu Armor, which is still not great, and it's going to work out. It's going to work out for them. So cool. They go ahead and get back the Sinister Serpent. Set Time Seal here, and that's cool. I bring out the Gigantes, smack into the GK Spy. I'll take it. And then I think I'll shift the Don to defense position, pass it on over. They upstart, give me a grand, and then they'll up jar, get another phase. So they got 2 phases coming my way, and I'll just bring out the bring out the tribe, pitch with Marauding Captain, and then I'll just go in with Gigantes. They got Magician of Faith going for brain control, and that would be an absolute problem. But Don's got my back. We get a nice rip, and of course I rip the brain control like the sacker that I am. Punch in for 16, vibrate. They got Time Seal. Time Seal's looking not so great right here. I mean, this is it's always don't just look at my deck, look at both of our decks. Time Seal's looking terrible in this spot exactly. As I'm like, you know what, you got all these Time Seals, you got all this stuff. There's no chance. You need more Sakuretsu armors, you need more mirror, you need more defense, instead of just Time Seal. Because I'm just gonna go ahead and cram everybody in there, get it cracking, take your Sinister Serpent, no big deal. Which I probably could have milled if I wanted, but I was like, whatever. As now they get the Sakuretsu armor a little bit too little, a little bit too late. Okay, here we are at the last replay I'm going to show. I had a couple more, but the video was getting too long, so I had to cut it down. And I just want to kind of keep it to 3 replays. If you guys want to see more, I'll probably link some more into the description, or you can just ask for more, and I could probably do more later on. But here's the last one I'm going to show against the duelist that goes by the name of IVIOIST. It looks like Moist over here in the blue corner, and we're going to see what is going to go down. I absolutely dominate RPS yet again. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here getting after it in the RPS today, as I will elect to go first, as you should always do. I'm drawing this hand again, very messy. This guy, Mystic Swordsman level 6, is so cool, but it's just such a bad card to draw. It just feels bad taking it from your deck, adding to your hand, but it's going to be what it is. But I do have the Phoenix Wing Wind Blast, so I can probably put that thing back to the top of it, I could probably put it into the graveyard in this special summon like I wanted to do. And then I'll go ahead and set the level 4. I usually don't do this either, but I was feeling like maybe if I can get this thing to be set, they don't cross it out or interact with it, I can flip it and then go after their set. Who knows? But they do have the nobleman to cross out, and they're going to hit the mystic sword level 2, but I do the level 4, but I do have the level 2 in my hand. And then once I in phase snipe the royal decree, I kind of realized that there's probably going to be some scapegoats face down. So I just put it back to the top of the deck. I don't know. I just want to get this guy into the graveyard. Maybe I could top deck premature burial, and then we can see what happens. I have the level 2 to come after the GK spy that you got there. So I draw into the nobleman as well, but I go ahead and send out the level 2, slice and dice into the set GK Spy. They get the scapegoats, set it back down, and I just summon everybody because I'm pretty sure it's scapegoats, and it will be scapegoats. I'll just go ahead and start peeling those things off. Boom, boom. They top into the Jinzo, which is a menace. So this deck that I'm playing against is probably, that's why I wanted to show this replay. This is like the worst possible scenario. Like, this is the worst matchup. You got scapegoats, you got Jinzo, you got Royal Decree. Like, all these things are just not good for the strategy that you're going to be playing against, or just not. All these things are just literally not good for you. I'll go ahead and continue to kill all the goats. They go ahead and set pass. So they're really banking on this Book of Moon to go through to protect this GK spy, and then they could probably get crazy with the Jinzo later. But you know, we'll see how it goes. As I go ahead and draw into Marauding Captain, I go for the premature burial because I got it. I got my guy. I just want to get this guy active. I want to get him on the field, and maybe my opponent, this is kind of a low resource situation, I can get that GK spy spun back to the top of the deck, and we can start just really going to town. But it does not work out. I play around the Mirror Force, which I probably should know. Mirror Force probably not there with Royal Decree, but you never know on the ladder. And then they will go ahead and use the Book of Moon to reset down the level 6. I'll go in with the level 2, miss out on 1700 damage, no big deal, pass it on over. They draw into the Injection Fairy Lily. Then they'll go premature, bring out the damn Jinzo. So I'm like, oh man, I got Jinzo on me. No big deal. My mirror wall is looking really stupid here, but this DD Assailant is looking like a clean out to the Jinzo in either way. So I'll go ahead and do that now. I'll go ahead and bring out Gigantes, and then I'll spin the DD Assailant to attack position, summon the Marauding Captain, and then they just scoop up here. I think they had a lot of meat left on this bone. I don't think that they needed to scoop here. I think they just didn't want to give up too much information, and they feel like they had more of an advantage going into the following games. But I don't think they needed to. I think that was a premature scoop. I think they had the injection. They had plenty of life points. They had that snatch deal. They had a lot of stuff going on. I don't think they needed to get out of there. But again, maybe they're just trying to preserve some information, and I don't hate it. But it is a ladder, so sometimes you get a little premature scoop. No big deal. It's not the end of the world. It's not the grand finals of some master championship or whatever. It's just a ladder duel, and it's just, you know, it's supposed to be for fun, which I never understood why people on the ladder take it so serious and people get so bent out of shape about it. And it's supposed to be like something that you do that's therapeutic, that's to relax or to have something to pass time, but it's gonna be what it is. My opponent goes first. Go ahead and rotors for exile before pot. I stopped doing that too. I know a lot of people have been doing that, and they think that's a groovy thing to do. Rotor for the thing so you don't have to draw it, but maybe a rotor can have a little bit more utility. If you draw the exile, then you can just rotor for something else later on when you need it. I like to use reinforcement of the army as a means to answer something instead of like a preemptive something, because now I know that he's got exile force in hand. That'll just help me make my own plays a little bit different. I don't know, or it could just put me in a bind to where I'm differently or whatnot, or maybe I'm playing around it or something. It could be both ways. But I make a crucial misplay here. I'm not playing the greatest. I make a pretty bad misplay. I go delinquent duo before attack, which is just something you shouldn't do. I stopped doing that. I don't know why I did it right now. I saw a duo, felt like a vibe. I thought I'd play it, but I get severely punished here because they do have the cheeky and sneaky Magician of Faith, which is going to be down there and get that pot of greed right back. So that's a huge misplay, because maybe if I just bring out the DD Warrior Lady, it's still odds on that I won't be able to grab that pot of greed, but still there's a chance that if I attack the Magician of Faith, grab the then play the duo, there is an opportunity for me to grab this pot of greed or maybe something else, and it just didn't, I just didn't do it. So that's a huge misplay on my part. They get back to the pot of greed, get Jinzo back, and they just go ahead and go 1 for 1 on the DD Warrior Lady. I take that. So now I'm two pots in, no big deal. I will go ahead and bring out the Assura Priest and just try to put some pressure in on these goats. If they are goats, they just so happen to be goats, so that's a good thing for me. I'll go ahead and he'll go for the Graceful Charity. Graceful Charity will kick what do you kick out here? Kick the tribe in the meta. Keeping that Jinzo. Really thinking the Jinzo is the meal ticket. I don't hate it. maybe doesn't play Call or Pre or something like that. But I'll probably get that Jinzo out of there. And they go for Delinquent Duo, snipe my Assure Priest. I send the level 4, and then DD Warrior Lady is going to come on down into a Torrential Tribute. I got DD Assailant. I try to smack in for 17, and then the goats will reveal themselves, and I'm just down bad. I'm just cooked. Like, there's really not, once you have a deck like this and you just get behind, through the Trinity or through Scapegoats or whatever, you're basically just going to lose. So that's not like you can do most of the time, but it is what it is. You keep playing, just keep playing, and then maybe something can work out. They go ahead and go for 1,000 Irish Straight. We're going to attack. Okay, boom. We got Reinforcing the Army. I was thinking about this one for a minute too, but maybe I could have held the Reinforcing the Army or played the Heavy Storm, but I wanted to get this Call of Haunted use before I make that happen. As I go for the Exile Force, just get it off the field. And then I could have actually went for a Call of Haunted there, but I elected not to. And we're just going to pass back on over. I get an Upstart, get 1,000 back. So he's got the Berserker Gorillas. He's got the Mystic Tomatoes. He's got the Jinzo. My deck is just looking like I don't know what the hell if I can do. But I go and call just to try to take some damage away. And the Berserker Gorilla has to attack into the DD Assailant. I'll take 300, get the Berserker Gorilla out of there. I draw into the dumbest Marauding Captain you've ever seen in your life. And now it gets a little bit cooler as we're going to go Marauding Captain. And then we're going to bring out the Mystic Swordsman level 2. And then we're going to slice into the Tsukiyomi and then smash into the token. I think he should have got down with that tomato instead of setting that Suk. Probably get down with that tomato and then try to attack in, and I lose like immediately. I think you just got to get the rest of those Missed Tomatoes. That's why it's there. Instead of setting that Suk, I'm probably summoning that Missed Tomato and just pressure. But he allowed me to take a little bit of control. He goes for another Rhoda. Again, I'm saving this Rhoda, and I'm getting down with this Missing Tomato. Like, why you got him in the deck? If you're not going to put that bad boy to work, why is that in the deck at all? If you're not going to make it happen. But still, they go for the Zumbire, just trying to get some damage in, and then it works out. I go for the Book of Moon. Go ahead and smack into the last token, set the Book of Moon pass. They get into the swords, and then I just go for the book here. Book on Zumbire, and then a tribute for Jinzo, and I'm just immediately destination shambles as I don't set the MST. I just go ahead and take the 24, and it's pretty much cooked. Jinzo cooks me. I get the pot, so there's a little glimmer. Maybe I can get the snatch. I don't get to the snatch. I just set some more cards, pass it on over, and then the known Exile Force absolutely fries me. So I always look back at my replays, no matter what deck I'm playing, even if it's some jank like this or if it's a more serious deck. And I think even some of the best players in the game do that too. You just look back and just try to control what you can control. And I made several mistakes in there, which probably could have ultimately led to my demise. Not just necessarily what my opponent draws or their deck or the matchup or any that kind of stuff. You only can control what you can control, and I made way too many mistakes to even think about coming out on top in that one. So it is what it is. All right, so we're going into a game 3. I get to go first. Again, I think I've reduced a lot of the Mystic Swordsman stuff. Maybe I just kept some in just for the memes and vibes, but I kind of took most of that stuff out. I assume that my opponent's going to be off of Nobleman at this point. They're on full beaters. They're probably not on Nobleman because they've sensed that I'm playing an aggressive deck. So I go ahead and feel comfortable setting this DD Assailant and hoping for the best. They go in MST to MST. Berserker Gorilla goes 1 for 1. I love DD Assailant. I think this card is really, really good. It was a staple back in the day. Like, people played this card so much back in the day. And for some reason, it just fell out. Maybe because it's Earth, but I think this card is good enough to come back as like a straight up meta type card. But still, Berserker Gorilla is going to go 1 for 1. They set up the goats, pass. I go ahead and give up the breaker on the goats. No big deal. We're just going to go pop the tokens, and I'll smash into 1. I'll set book, set Saku, and pass. Again, I got this damn Mystic Sword level 6 in my hand. Looking foolish, man. This card is so bad. But it's vibes. It's energy. As my opponent goes for Metamorphosis, try to go 1,000 Eyes here. 1,000 Eyes take over. And then they go Snatch. I don't like that. I think at this point, once I reveal book, maybe you can even go meta again and take another token and try to hold out there. But you get Saku'd, but still you don't know that. But I don't know. Maybe I'm tweaking. But they go ahead and snatch steal the breaker, the Magical Warrior here. Smack in for 16. I'll just eat it and pass, and then I set TT, hoping that they just summon or flip some of the 1,000 Eyes or summon another thing and just get TT'd into forever. But let's see if they fall for it. And they got the Road Decree as well. So they're going to go battle, attack for 16. I eat it, hoping stick to the plan. And then they flip the 1,000 Eyes. which I think is another tremendous misplay by my opponent. I didn't notice that before, that they had this Royal Decree in hand. So if anything, you just keep doing what you're doing, set down the Royal Decree, punch me for 16, vibe there. If I go after the Thousand Knights Strict, you got Royal Decree backed up by another Metamorphosis and a Scapegoat. Like, you can't lose. Like, you can't lose at that point. But you flip this Thousand Knights Strict and you walk right into the most massive TT that you ever had, and now your Royal Decree is looking so bad. I don't like that at all from my opposition. I didn't know that they were giving it up like that, but I think that was a tremendous misplay on their part. You know, I had some misplays, they had some misplays, no big deal. As Don's going to be able to go free and clear for 14, and then I'll rip that Metamorphosis. Yeah, because you would have had another Thousand Eyes, you would have had Royal Decree up, you would have been chilling. You'd have been chilling. Or you wouldn't have been, maybe I don't summon and you can't put any pressure down on me and I get infinite draws. I got Rhoda. I can get out of it. So we still would have had a game, but it would have been a lot different game. You would have been in a much favorable position. As Zambara is going to go ahead and give me, no, I'm going to Sakuretsu here, and then you're going to hit me with the Royal Decree. And then we'll just go past there. I got these damn legendary Jiu-Jitsu masters back in. Didn't learn my lesson. But Zambara's putting no pressure, so I just go ahead and let him do his thing. As we're going to go ahead and go Assure Priest. I don't know why I don't roll it here. Maybe I don't have anything to, like, maybe I took the level 2s out. I can't recall. But I probably should have respected this set a little bit more and not just go Assure Priest into it. But I'm just saving my Rhoda till the real deal threats come out. And I figured they didn't have that much juice in the graveyard anyway. So I was like, whatever. Let's get it cracking. As they go Rhoda again. Rhoda for DD Warrior Lady this time. Just trying to get some pressure on me. And I'll go 15 in. I'll take it. I'll get the Mystic Swordsman level 4. Then I'll finally use the Rhoda here. Go for Rhoda for Exile just to get the DD Warrior Lady off me. Zambara, again, looking very, very foolish. The Delinquent Duo is going to come on out, rip the Assure Priest again, and snatch the Mystic Swordsman level 6 this time. And then they're going to go Premature Barrier for the DD. Again, I don't hate that. Just trying to keep the pressure up. You're trying to aggress out. You're trying to win through attacking. And I draw the most broken tribe you've ever seen. And I'm going to be able to destroy all the warriors, punch in for 1600, and pass. They got another Rhoda, so Rhoda for another Zambara. You're on some serious Zambara technology, dude. This is straight up Z time. Project Z, as you're going to Rhoda for Zambara, clean up the tribe infecting virus. Cool. And now I have another Premature Burial. So Premature Burial coming off the top, and I'm bringing my guy back. Finally, the guy is getting some activity. He's on the field, and he's able to attack into a Zambara. It's not a set monster, but still, it's pretty damn good. As you go on the top to the Exile Force, pop this guy, and now I have Gigantes coming off the top. I'm able to flip summon Mystic Sword level 4, able to special summon Gigantes, and I'm able to walk out of there with the dub. So again, it's not on these videos. When I do these videos and I do these replay reviews, and I'm talking about these decks, and I'm talking about these strategies, my main priority is to just talk about different cards you can play, and maybe some of the newer players you can learn a couple things. Maybe you can point out some of the things that I'm doing to help me out, because I'm not playing these as clean as possible. There are a lot of excuses I can make. I'm not going to bore you guys with all the details, but it is going to be what it is. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to try this deck. I wanted to showcase this deck to you guys. And maybe if you are, more competitive player, or you're trying to have some fun at your locals or something like that, you could try a deck like this, and you can tell me some cards that you would remove or some cards that you would play to make this deck a little bit more competitive, a little bit better. So make sure you get into the comment section and do that. I love hearing from you guys. Also, get into the Discord, reach out to me there, and I can I'll be glad to have these kind of conversations and reach out to you guys. Another thing, if you guys have some interesting and cool decks that you want to see played, or you want to see me try something, or maybe you have something that you want to test out, let me know that too, and maybe we can get that up here on the channel as well. But that's all I have, folks. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I'm JDZ. I play Ghosts. Until the next time, shout out to all the real ones. Salute to the OGs. Peace.